you can stretch and fold, or you can slap and fold, like this.
Okay.
You'll see, but you don't want to do this until the dough has sat and hydrated for a little bit. Right now it just looks like a big mess, but in about 20 minutes, this dough will feel a lot better, but this is what she was doing.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's the same thing as stretching and folding.
Okay.
It just is a way to get the gluten proteins to line up and form a strong web so they can capture gas that the yeast is. Notice after a few of these stretch and folds that the dough starts to look really tense. Are you seeing a difference just by sight in here? All the gluten proteins are starting to be like, oh, okay, you want us to grow, like bind up this way? Okay, great, like that's what we'll do. We'll get organized just in the way you want us to be. And that is all. So I gotta go from this to about this long, all right? It's not hard, I promise. So you're gonna lightly flour your hands, and we have to give it, I don't know if you've ever noticed, but in a baguette, there's a bit of a spiral, and we achieve that with 3 different folds. The first fold, and there's many different ways of making a baguette. This is one that's really helpful. I also have a lot of carpal tunnel issues, so the way I'm showing you isn't gonna be the way that I want you to do it necessarily. I'll explain, but come behind me so you get a better visual. I can't move my hands as easily, as freely as you can. So I'm gonna take my dough and flatten it out just a little bit. Oops, I can't see. So I'm gonna take the top of the dough here with flat open paddles. I don't wanna squeeze my dough. And I'm going to fold it over 2/3 of the way. And then I wanna seal it. I don't ever want my baguettes to open up. So you can seal it like this. You can seal it like this. You can seal it with your fingertips, but I would rather you use like one big wide motion, okay? So I folded the top over 2/3 of the way. Now I'm gonna pick up my dough. That motion of like picking up the dough actually helps it to relax a little bit, okay? So now I'm gonna take this top part and fold it over, again, 2/3 of the way. And I'm gonna seal that, okay? So you can do this. This is really hard for me to do, but I don't want that because I don't want a lot of little bumps here. And then we're gonna take this top part and fold it over so the baguette gets folded in half and completely sealed down here. Okay, so I have one seam here. I'm just showing you the slow-mo version, okay? Anytime you see it opening up, it means you haven't sealed it well all the way, which is why I kind of want you to do it on a bias here so you can see that seam forming. So thumb and heel is preferred, but I can't do that. Got it? So next step is to begin to roll it in the center with one hand, and then put 2 hands here, and you're gonna slowly roll it out while you're spreading your fingers apart. Okay, drop it on here, and then we're going to kind of put it 1/3 of the way in, and then do this. Okay, let me show you again. I don't love this one because of this dog boning here. So this shows me that I didn't sort of prepare things well enough ahead of time, which is to flatten it out really well, make it pretty even, fold the top part over, and seal it.
Is that 2/3 of the way?
Yep, and then pick up your dough, flip it. I don't want you to stretch it out at this point because then your baguette will be too skinny. I don't want your baguette to be too skinny because it's already short baguette. It's not a full length one. Okay, then your top part, fold it over 2/3.
Are you sealing with your
Ideally, you want to seal it like this, but I can't do that motion anymore. And then pick up your dough and fold it in half, again sealing it.
So it's basically 2/3 one way and 2/3 the other, and then
in half. Okay, so I have one seam here, but it's opening, so I'm just going to take a look at it and like really make sure it's in there really good. So right here, see how everything is sealed nicely? That's what I'm looking for, okay? Now
I noticed that you don't do it with your fingertips though, right?
No, because that's going to create all these little tiny ridges. So I want to be like really efficient with every motion, kind of like the ciabatta. One good cut, done, okay? Start like this, and then I'm trying not to press down right here. I sort of go like that, and then like this, and then sort of press down at the very edges to taper them a bit. I think I need some flour on
Should you aim for that little point at the end?
If you like it. I mean, when I was a kid, my brother used to try to poke me in the eye with those.
He used to do what?
He used to like poke me in the back seat with the, so it's up to you.